Hey everyone, it's Orange. Welcome to another Guardian 1 Rush Hour commentary. The strategy I used for this video was the exact same as my last two Rush Hour commentaries, my Guardian 2, my first Guardian 2 finish, and my second Guardian 1 finish. So if you've already seen those, this might be kind of boring because the same strategy is occurring here. But this week is special. It's Basalt week. I had a feeling that this week might be a little bit tougher because Basalt is such a sought-after monster. So I'm going to do a commentary mainly because Basalt, I did get Guardian 1, and that's awesome to finally obtain that monster after Light and Dark, summoned, after Light and Dark with Bella, finally got Basalt. So, yeah, I actually did a live stream. It was very spur of the moment, last minute. I wanted to live stream to see if anyone would tune in, and hopefully some people would enjoy it. So I have my donations scrolling. Thanks to Wilfredo again for the donation. He donated in December. I've only done one other live stream, so this was my second live stream ever. And I didn't do any voice or anything like that because I really wanted to focus and get Basalt. That was kind of where, that was the level I was comfortable at this point, or at that moment, of no voice, no webcam. So I didn't use my webcam, I just kind of sat here. My face was like extremely flush. My face would probably be beet red if I did put my webcam up because I was like so focused on Arena. So I wanted to have the donations scrolling in case anyone, why is this taking so long? In case anyone donated, because I think people like seeing their contribution. And I also have like a little thing. No one did donate though, so that thing is scrolling. I don't think I can get rid of it because of the recording. So yes, I think we should start up here soon. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit to see when I actually start, so hold on 1 second, guys. Okay, so I just got finished putting my runes on my last 30-minute defense, my Rune double fire mummy Freya defense. Freya is the leader though of that defense. And I move runes to them just for rush hour. I like to have them runed up before rush hour starts, and I will be setting them with 30 minutes left. So I rune them up before the hour starts, and then for the first 30 minutes, I use the exact same strategy. I did a few battles here and there. I think I did about 10 wings, maybe 13, somewhere in there. All the wings I had been saving up from 5 hours before this. So before rush hour starts, 5 hours before, I don't do any wings and I start saving them. So I have around 9 to 10 when rush hour starts. And then for the first 30, I'll do those. I'll do the other 3 in my inventory just to get my ranking in an optimal place. I like to shoot to be around High Conqueror 3, Low Guardian 1, before the last 30 minutes starts. And then for the last 30, I pretty much battle. And I don't check my logs too often. I will, but my mindset is battle, because I know the hits are going to come in. And that's the perfect kind of zone that has been working for me to get Guardian 1. And yeah, so that first one, I think I just was a standard Devolution team. Let me go ahead and jump in and give some commentary here. This team is pretty risky for Shimate Lucian, but I'm pretty much betting that this guy doesn't have good runes. He doesn't have the HP leader, so I am able to kill that Varad there. But my Lucian right there is only doing, how much is he doing? 9.2, 27. He's doing less than 27,000 damage in total. So those monsters must have been extremely squishy. I'm sure you guys can pause the video, but I think he's doing 9.2k with Bernard leader, but we don't have Bernard leader, we have a speed leader. So I just think like the rune quality is kind of questionable here. I really don't mean to offend anyone, but I'm kind of taking a risk there. And right now I'm trying to hit the people highest on my list. I'm going to be a little bit patient to refresh my list because sometimes it has a countdown timer. You can get rid of that if you restart your game. So if it says 2 minutes until you can click refresh on your list, right there, the refresh list button, you can actually restart your game and get that going. I haven't needed to do that. I'm sure some people get offended and they're like, that's not a legitimate strategy, that's dirty. I've never had to do it, so I haven't thought about if I'm offended by it or not, or if I would do it morally. But yeah, so right here I'm going to double Lucian this team. Hopefully the Nemesis healer, the aerial, does not cut in, and he did not. I've told you guys I have been struggling a bit against HP leaders, especially with Ariel. Sometimes they're tanky enough to survive both Lucians. Both of my Lucians together are doing around 46,000 damage, 47,000 damage, as long as the second one lands all of his crits, which he will against Ariel, because my second Lucian has 88% crit rate, and every time you face a monster you have elemental advantage against, you gain 15% crit rate. So that's going to be over 100, or 100, I don't think it goes over. He may have survived because I'm not doing that much damage, but he died. And then it was just a cleanup on the Perna and the Camilla. Again, here we have kind of a standard double Lucian team. I will fight a lot of double fire teams as long as there's very specific monsters on them. And all of this, all of me figuring out who to fight, has purely been mainly experimentation and testing. I have watched a few other people do Rush Hour. I watched one of Chuffles' videos. I've watched a couple of shredded puzzles, but he used Lucians that did a lot of damage, so his strategy is pretty different from mine because he was like single carding people and then amping afterwards, but I do not do that. So my Lucians are kind of more like Chuffles' Lucians. So really, I mean, I've done a lot of research over a long period of time. I think this is where I DC. For some reason, my internet cut out or something, so let me go ahead and skip ahead a second. Okay, so I've been doing a lot of research over a long period of time about Lucians, about hard-hitting ones, about soft-hitting ones, and I've been testing mine out a lot, and I've really gotten them to a very good place where I fully understand how they work, and at my arena ranking in Guardian 1, these Lucians work beautifully with their speed and their damage combined. Barely any Nemesis healers cut in, but to be Guardian 3 Lucians, they're going to have to be a lot better. So here we have a team that I'm going to be double Lucianing. It is kind of risky because Molly is scary because she might cause me to glance, and they have an HP leader. The monkey is going to have his passive, which is going to make him kind of tanky. Leo and the ragdoll probably won't be that tanky, but the glancing can really throw that match off. But I'm pretty confident that I had enough damage there to clear that. So right now I'm checking my history because I'm going to be looking to revenge these people when there's only a couple minutes left. It really helps if you can get some wins in at the very last minute. That's what I need to do. Of course, if you have a stronger defense and they have good runes, you may not need to do this sort of strategy, but I'm going to get some nice wins in at the very end to guarantee Guardian for myself. This Rush Hour might not go according to plan, but I have done that in the past. My Guardian 2 finish was very nice because I found a couple matches. I think I did like 3 matches in 45 seconds, not 45 seconds, but I did a lot of matches very close at the end, and I refreshed my list and saw a guy that I knew I could beat in like 20 seconds, and that's how I got Guardian 2. It was pretty lucky, but that is definitely something that you should try to do. Look at your revenge list and look at who you're gonna hit. So I wanted to hit the Bobby Boy guy. I think I hit him earlier and I'm not sure how it went. I didn't do a great job of remembering how my revenges went this Rush Hour, but it's something that you should do. So right now, I'm going to kind of waste some time farming Necro because I have time to spare. We're still in the first 30 minutes, and the first 30 minutes is kind of leisurely, and then when the last 30 hits, I need to make sure that I'm at a good ranking before the last 30 hits, so I'm just kind of farming Necro here. I'm going to skip ahead, and we will check out what happens next. Okay, so I just finished Necro, and now I'm going to go back and check my ranking. I'm very aware of the time. I can look at the time on my computer. I'm ranked 694. In hindsight, I probably should have been a bit higher than this, but I do think it's okay because I'm pretty comfortable starting the last 30 minutes at rank 1000. Actually, I think ideally I should be a bit higher ranked because right now at rank 694, if I take 2 more defense losses, I'm down at rank 1000, which I think actually is going to happen. So that's one thing I can improve on next week, try to be a bit higher rated when the last 30 minutes hit. So in this video though, I was comfortable with my rank, so I'm doing another run of Necro. Let's go ahead and skip ahead. Okay, so just got out of Necro. Gonna move over that one rune that I need to move to my mummies, and I will be setting them right now. So we have 30 minutes left. So that was the entire first 30 minutes for you guys. Mainly just, was it really? I feel like I gathered my wings and stuff. Maybe I didn't. Maybe we're a bit earlier than 30 minutes. Hopefully I check the time here soon. but eventually I will collect the wings from my inventory and I will do a wish. Hopefully that shows up because I know I did it on stream. Okay, there we go. The defense is there. I'm double checking to make sure everything has runes and they are properly runed, and showing my current logs so you guys can check my stats for the first 30 minutes to see how often my defense got hit. And that's very helpful to me too, because I've been gathering a lot of data over the past couple of weeks about how I'm doing to really help me understand how things are going and know what I can change if I need to change anything. So right now I think I'm turning on my fan because this is go time and we got to get some cooling action going on in here. I'm gonna skip those fire heavy defenses. Oh wait, no, here. So I'm checking my logs again and I'm remembering who I can hit. Bobby Boy looked like a good one, and a couple others up there. Maybe it was just one other looked like a good one. I think on my revenge list, I only really wanted to hit 2 of these people, Bobby Boy being one of them, and then another guy being another. Everything else just looked too risky to me. And one guy, I think I wanted to hit the Fumin guy, but I think that's how you pronounce it, I don't know. But he changed his defense later on, so I could no longer hit him. He threw in a fire mummy there. And let's see, what am I gonna do now? I think I'm stalling a little bit because I still have a bit of time to go before I really start pushing it and doing those refills. Okay, gonna check these here. Leo and Praha. Leo and Nemesis healers I cannot hit. Anything with too much stall, like fire monsters, anything that's gonna survive. With my Lucians, I need to kill the majority of the monsters, or I need to narrow down the team to make it winnable with a 4v whatever's left. Here is where Will is beautiful on both of my Lucians with that Omduat. He can cut my first Lucian, he can cut my second Lucian, so I have Will on both of them. I know people run Will on their second, that's like the optimal thing, but I don't know how many people run Will on their first Lucian. So I knew that I'd be able to narrow it down to Camilla and Perna, and I know I can win that matchup, Camilla Perna versus my Lucians, and that's just because I've battled it a lot and I know it's possible. I haven't really been taught that fact, or I haven't learned it from like Reddit or anything. I've just battled it a lot. This team, we have 2 fire monsters here, and I'm gonna fight it because Lycas are pretty squishy, and Lucians are good against them because Lyca's passive, where you cannot do more than like 35% of his HP per hit or something. So you can't one-shot him, you can't use Teor and kill him because his passive will stop you. They did have the fire leader though with Rakan, so I was a bit worried that this might be kind of sketchy, and it actually might be. This was a big scare. I think I end up pulling this one out though. If I recall, I lose 1 or 2 fights in total on offense. And right here, Lycas and Rakans on Vampire are definitely a security measure you should take if you can, because they can pull out some wins just with Vampire runes. I've noticed a lot around my ranking do not have Vampire runes, but I have lost some matches because of Vampire. I understand Vampire is a bit harder to get a hold of because it's Necro, it's end game, you don't really farm Necro till end game, so it's probably not worth it for a lot of people to put Vampire runes on their Lyca because they can just get better stats with their other runes because they haven't farmed too many Vampire runes. This team right here, the Wusa might buff and give a shield, but even if he does that, I'm pretty confident that I can cleave through most of the team, mainly the Omduat and the Wusa, and I was kind of thinking the Chiwu definitely will survive. Chiwus I've noticed generally survive me because I think people build them tanky. And the Ritesh may have survived if the Wusa moved first, but I think he died maybe to my Lucian, so I guess that was kind of a squishy Ritesh. I guess it is kind of hard. No, like I said, my Lucians are only doing 46,000 total, because I think the first one's doing 7,000 damage flat, like 7,000 damage per card, and the second one's doing 9.2, maybe a bit more, because I did put 1 grindstone on him. Here we have a team, the Theomars and Orion should kind of be dead to my Lucians. Tanky Orion, nice, I like to see that. In Guild Wars, I have been seeing Orions that are pretty tanky with 30,000 plus HP. So, of course you want that for Guild Wars because a lot of people use Lucian in Guild Wars, single Lucian teams, because you can't use double Lucian in Guild Wars. So we will see some tricky teams here that can work out with Theomars and certain monsters that survive. if a team will the whole kind of like the general idea with me using Lucian, or not me, but just Lucians in general, is that you're going to need to narrow the enemy team down to a fight you can win. And sometimes teams look double Lucianable, but they're not, because certain things will survive, like Theomars. So if Theo is kind of a slow Theo or something, if there was a Ritesh on the other team, there are some teams, Perna, Ritesh, I've noticed Ritesh works extremely well with slow bruisers, like Rakan, and even Perna, because Ritesh will move first. I kind of missed that match, I'm sorry, the one that we just fought. But that's really beautiful. I kind of saw how that whole thing came together. We may see one team, but if Ritesh moves second, he's not really doing much. So if there's a Theo Ritesh, you know, Theo's going to move, then Ritesh, and it's not very synergistic, I guess. This team, I'm not quite sure what the Dark Polar Queen does, but I was hoping she'd be kind of squishy, and she kind of was, so I was able to kill her and then beat this team. I didn't look up what she did, but if I lost to this team, it would prompt me to look that up. I'm going to pick up that win from Fumin right there. I think that's how you say it. I'm not quite sure, because I'm getting hit a lot right now. I believe we only have probably about 15 minutes left, maybe less, and he's going to get pushed off my list, so I'm going to pick up that win right there. I think Fumin was actually fighting, like he shows up on my list, so I'm kind of aware of who is fighting and who's not. I don't want to hit people who hit me too long ago, because if you guys recall, when I started Rush Hour Out, I was rank 2000. I don't remember what rank I was when I started, but I was kind of low ranked. And if I hit someone who is rank 2000, if for some chance they hit me at the very end, and they take a ton of points from me, that can cause me to not get Guardian. So you gotta be a bit careful. And some of those guys I noticed were active. I think I saw them on my list, on my offense list, and also on my revenge list. So I knew they were fighting. I knew they'd give me a lot of points, and they were good fights to pick. So here we have another Shimate Lucian team. Again, hopefully my Shimate can soften stuff up and my Lucian can kill enough to narrow it down to where I win that fight. And again, I just fight these and I know what I can win and what I can't. Hopefully we'll see me make a mistake. I think I make some mistakes here, and I will lose. Like I said, I think I lost one or two, maybe just one. And we can see how that went poorly. If a team has way too many fire monsters, I'm not going to hit it. I just keep repeating myself, but the overall concept of this is narrow it down to a fight you can win. Okay, this team I think should be pretty squishy. We have the Dark Bomber lady, whatever she is, Oracle. I'm thinking she should be squishy, so I'm going to kill the first three and then Ritesh is going to live, but some survived. Oh, that's the dark dude, so I don't have, he's not water, so I don't have that crit rate on him. Maybe I glanced, I didn't quite see because the video is playing kind of fast, but it gets scary here because they have a lot of monsters up and then they're going to attack me right now, but I'm able to survive. Someone might have derped there. I think the dark thing, so that Alan guy, I'm going to avoid. That was risky. I don't exactly know what the Dark Oracle does, but I think she can detonate just like Sierra, so she might have derped there and I might have gotten lucky. Okay, what am I doing now? This is scaring me. I'm getting very frantic. Okay, so I'm rank 324. I think I'm checking out the rewards. Let me check the VOD to see how much more time I have. It's pretty long. I don't know how much more time I have, but I hope it's not that long. I did stream a bit after, and I did some RTA with people. Okay, so here, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to kill the first two monsters because they're squishy, and then it's going to be a 2v4, and I know I can win this 2v4. It's much better to go for Chloe first, because I can kill her easier than Camilla, and if I go for Camilla, Chloe's going to start healing. As long as I get some crits on her, it should be fine. So I know very well what the kill order is, and generally Camilla comes last in the kill order, even with Rena's. I think if it's Rena Camilla, I go for Rena first, but in the last 15 minutes, I avoid most stall teams because they're going to take me a little while. Even if Lucians can clear them, I avoid them. In the future, I might have to fight them, though. If I look to get higher ranked, Guardian 2, Guardian 3, I might have to take some of those slower fights just to get the wins. Okay, so here we have no HP leader. I thought HoH L would die. I don't know what happened there. If I didn't crit, I really should look at this video more closely, because if my Lucians have started to fail, and if people are tankier than they were before, I'm going to need to look at fixing them. Well, I'm always looking at improving them, but it won't be so much of a surprise to me if I start doing poorly. You know, I'm not going to be like, how come I didn't get Guardian 1? I've gotten it for the past 4 weeks. What's going on? I'll know exactly, well, you know, there were some fights in there that I got lucky on. So I don't remember what happened there, or I didn't see what happened there with HoH L. So this is why I like to build Megan tanky. Unfortunately, she came up a little later on in the rune order. So this dude must have just had good runes, I think. That Camilla, she's moving a lot. Like, she's moving pretty fast. She's also violent procking a lot, which helps. So I don't know if I lost that one to violent procs, but... or it was... I think I've seen that dude before. The Need 3. He might be pretty good. Like, his runes might be pretty good. So I'm not going to fight him again because of how that went down. Maybe I could fight it again. Sometimes I did that in one of my past Rush Hour commentaries where I felt like I just got unlucky with a damage range, but that HoH L had a good chunk of health left, so either I missed a crit or he had a lot of HP. Okay, again, we have another fight with Shimate, and I think I can narrow down everything enough to win the fight afterwards. Gonna defense break just soon there just to get rid of her, because my Bernard can land that pretty reliably, and then she's dead, and now it's just Perna, so my team's doing a pretty good job at tanking this out. There were some subtleties that I kind of forgot about. There was one fight in here where I did something that was good. I think I defense broke something, and that... maybe it was that one, I can't remember, but ever since I joined my new guild, and we've had tough guild fights, so I'm checking the Fumin guy, and he changed his defense, so I can't hit him anymore, but I'm going to pick up a win from Bobby Boy towards the end, but I want to save that, because I know it's a guaranteed win. So in our new Guild Wars, since we have had a lot of tough fights, I've really had to stop kind of misplaying, because sometimes I misplay and get lazy and just use some skill that I shouldn't have, but I've really focused, and I've noticed there's a lot of instances where it's better to use Ritesh to try to get a taunt or something small like that. That's your best option. So I did something like that here during this rush hour, but I can't remember what it was. So we have a Triana team, I think. I think I've heard about Triana being successful in Guardian 3. The Wind Harp Magician, I actually have one myself, but in this team she was not. So, or against my runes, I guess. I'm going to go for the Kumar first because I can debuff him. Camilla, like I said, generally last because she just takes so long. And if I go for her first, the Kumar is going to heal her. And I've done that before. I've had some lost matches because I went for the wrong kill order. But I quickly corrected that a while ago, like weeks ago. Ever since I got kind of good and comfortable with how my Lucians are right now. Okay, I think I'm checking my history again. I'm going to hit that LeBron guy. His team is a bit of a risk. If he has good runes, I'm going to lose, but I'm going to take the risk because I think it's worth it. I've been doing well against HP leader teams recently, so I'm taking this risk here. All of his monsters could survive. Most likely, the Panda, Ritesh, and Rakan will survive. Prahas I've seen have been kind of squishy, but his Praha might be a tank Praha. For the most part, I've just seen squishy Prahas, though. But a lot of stuff... Wait, that's Bobby Boy. So I was kind of risking it on Bobby Boy because I think I hit him earlier, and I don't remember how the match went because I wasn't doing a very good job of remembering this particular rush hour. Again, this team, kind of a risk, but I really don't like the Wusa. This team kind of looks more like a newbie team. No offense to this guy. But Wusas I've seen have been kind of squishy, so I was more confident against this team than others, but again, I was super confident against that Camilla that just raped me a little while ago. You know, the violent proccing one, and I think that guy just had better runes, so some of these are kind of risks. I'm rolling the dice on these, but gonna go for it anyways, so I'm trying to keep track of who I can hit. I think I can hit that guy, actually. Let's see. And I think we just have a little bit of time left. That one I definitely want to hit too. I'm really trying to time this out properly. I don't think I can see the time anywhere, can we? Oh yeah, I think I can, but it's hidden by my webcam. Maybe I'll move this. Sorry if that scared you. But yeah, okay, so this is confusing me. Let me move it back. Oh, I clicked the wrong window. Okay, we're moving it back. Whoa, moving all over, guys, sorry. I'll show it again after this, maybe. Is it that new arena setup? I think it is, because I think we used to be able to see that. So it might be the new arena setup. And I totally just missed this match, what happened there, or who this was. Let's see. Okay, it's someone on my offense list. That one, I think I could have actually hit that one. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I think the risk is too great if the aerial survives. So I skipped that, but I think I could have hit that one. Any speed leads I skip, and then any Nemesis healer plus speed lead I'm skipping at this point in time right now. But in the future, my Lucians will most likely change, and they will have to change greatly to be better Lucians, because I'm pretty sure that any Guardian 3 player with a Nemesis healer will cut in. And that's not gonna work. I'm gonna lose every single match, so I have to improve them. But right now, they're doing really well. Again, the kill order, Perna first, then Camilla. And that'll be that one. I really want to know how much time we have left. Hopefully we can see it now. 10 minutes, I think. It said 10:41. I believe my rank dropped a little bit and I missed it in this commentary, but in the rush hour I was very aware that my rank dropped. I believe I was ranked 1000 at some point in time, and I thought I wouldn't get Guardian 1. I thought, damn it, this is Basalt week and it's not going to work out. I really thought I had this and I really wanted it, but in the end I was able to get Guardian 1. And I just decided to, even though it looked bad, because I was ranked, see, I'm 563 right now. Well, I think I was ranked 1000 a little bit ago. I decided just to play it as best as I could, play it like I have been playing it for the past 3 weeks, and try to get it. Just try to do my best, and maybe it'll work out. I think that's just the best way to go about it. That's the best thing you can do if you're in that position. So that's what I did, and it wasn't as close as I thought it was. I think I got a pretty steady Guardian 1. So Veramos, kind of squishy. Wind Panda, I guess squishy. I haven't seen too many of those actually, but the Wind Panda ended up dying, and again, it's the same matchup we've always seen in this commentary. Camilla Perna, you know, just focus it down, focus Perna, get Perna out of here, and then work on Camilla. And that's that. Oh no, the procking. So again, I said this, but Megan, I like her to be a bit tanky for this situation because so many people run this, and it's very easy to double Lucian, but just make sure Megan's tanky so she can survive, and if she dies, it can get risky. Because the Camilla is just going to keep healing, and she might end up beating you. Okay, so that one I skipped because Praha might survive, and I didn't really, well, maybe I could have hit that actually, but I didn't want to deal with the Praha-Perna combo. I'm kind of feeling like maybe I should have fought these. I don't know why I didn't. Okay, we have a pretty standard double Lucian one again with HP leaders, which I've been doing pretty great against recently, and in the past I feel like I haven't. So that's the win that I took. I was a bit afraid though, because if the rune quality's there on those tank teams, it can really backfire. I think I beat that guy earlier. Yeah, I think I beat this guy earlier, so I'm gonna fight him again and pick up a win, and like I said, the time was about 10 minutes. Why did they change this? I like having my webcam here. Should I move it somewhere else? This is like the best spot though, because the pause button, everything unnecessary is over there. Maybe I can move it in the top left corner. The arena tower is kind of interesting to see. See the laser ticking up. Let's see. Oh, we're moving again. 6 minutes and 45 seconds. What's in the top corner though? I guess we can do this. Okay. I'm in the top corner, guys. Moving all around. Okay, I am frantically checking and seeing what I can win against. Mollies really scare me, especially with HP leaders, because they can just survive, and if everything survives, and if the other team is capable of stabilizing after my combo, I pretty much lose. Or it depends on what they do, if they have enough damage to kill me, but if they can fully stabilize and keep healing and healing, then I lose. So this one looked pretty standard for double Lucian. Gonna go for the monkey here first, I think. No, yeah, this one's a bit difficult to choose who to go for. But I'm definitely going to try to defense break that monkey and remove a buff off of Rakan. If I can get rid of that attack buff, that's going to help. Rakans do so much damage. Even with defense buff on my Lucians, they pretty much kill my Lucians. And I tried to give my Lucians okay tanky stats too. So they have a bit of HP and a bit of defense. Okay, I think I fought this guy earlier. Oh, let's see. Okeanoses, I've noticed, have been pretty squishy, so that sort of thing happens where he survives with a little bit. But for the most part, they're not really any trouble for me. That team had a Ragdoll, so, you know, Leo or Ragdoll plus a Nemesis healer. They're going to cut in between me, and they're going to survive and stabilize, and I will lose. So I have to skip those right now. And Ragdoll, I think, is even much stronger than Leo, because with Leo, you can use Julie and not even trigger Nemesis, but if you use Julie against Ragdoll, you're critting, and Ragdoll is still giving the passive skill the attack bar. Okay, this team right here is a very standard double Lucian team. Again, we have an HP leader, so it might be kind of risky. I feel like this team is just too passive, kind of, though. I don't really know. I think if you put Wusa on Nemesis, he would most likely do his heal and not his buff with the shield. But if he did do his buff with the shield, that'd be kind of strong. So I'm going to defense break the monkey and go for the monkey first, because Rakan has a lot of HP. And Lucian is so good against Rakan because of the unrecoverable debuff. So like I said earlier, Vampire is just that extra element that you should add to Leica and Rakan if you can, because it can win some fights for you, but the Lucian kind of has that counter with the unrecoverable debuff. Okay, here we have a team that's just all really squishy, so hopefully I kill most of it. They could throw me a curveball if there's a tanky Sierra or something weird going on, but there was not anything weird going on. And that was pretty ballsy, actually. Someone running a full threat defense for the last 15 minutes of Rush Hour. That's generally not seen. I mean, I don't know what's going on in Guardian 2 and Guardian 3, but I'm pretty sure most of the meta these days... Oh, right here! Most of the meta these days is stall and bruisery threat sort of thing. Okay, so this right here, the Sekhmet used the exact proper skill she needed on my second Lucian to cause me to lose. If she did not do that, if she did anything differently, I would have won. So I don't know what the odds are of her doing that. I'm sure there's some odds out there. If it's 50% chance, if it's higher or lower, I don't know. But I'm not going to risk that one again. So I started freaking out because I have a loss and it's so close. There's only about 5 minutes left, maybe less. So that really is like the worst, because I think it's going to be pretty close, actually. I don't know. I'm not too confident in my Guardian 1 finishes. Even if I finish rank 190, I think my finish was rank 190, and I'm 275 right now, so I'm about to drop out. I'm really scared. And so I'm not even going to risk that one again with that Sekhmet. But even if you're rank 190, if you take 2 losses, you can be rank 300, depending on like who hits you. So, I mean, it might have to be more than 2 losses, maybe 3, but I do not want that happening to me. So that really sucked. And then that one, I should have hit what's going on there. I skipped one that looked like I would have gone for it, but maybe I missed something. So this one, again, you know, my Lucians are getting good at these HP leaders, so I'm pretty confident that I can win this one. And okay, right here, Ritesh's are so good with slow bruisers like Camilla and Rakan, because Ritesh can AoE defense break everything first, and then the Rakan and Camilla can move and then kill you. So I really like that, and I just think that sort of thing works really well together. Okay, so that was my last one. I'm out of swords. I believe I did 2 refills. Not quite sure, I wasn't counting, but I should be able to figure it out based on those screenshots I was showing. Let me move my camera again back to the normal place. So I did kind of flash my rank at you guys when there was an hour left and when there was 30 minutes left. And then at the end, oh yeah, congrats to Oki. He got Guardian 1 for the first time ever. So that was super awesome. Yeah, I should be able to figure out how many refills I did. And I believe it was just 2 though. So that was really nice. And I just decided to let it go at the end. Of course, if this is like your first time Guardian 1 or you really want to get Guardian 1, even though there's only like 10 seconds left, I would definitely refill again and try to maybe get another match in that only lasts 20 seconds, even though it's highly unlikely. I mean, for this specific rush hour, I don't think doing a match with 20 seconds left is worth it, but if you have like a minute or 40 seconds or something, it's probably worth it to refill, even though your wings are going to pile up because arena closed. So I'm showing my runes off to someone in chat right now, and my runes are the exact same except for Megan. She's the only thing that changed from my last rush hour videos, and that's just because she had to give runes to Orion, I believe, because Megan, like I said, I really think I can neglect her and she'll be just fine, but Orion, I don't really think you can neglect as much. So this is my new Megan, Energy Will, and showing her stats off right now, and everything else is the exact same. So, oh, I'm showing my buildings. So I showed someone in chat my Bernard, Megan, and Lucian's, and I'm showing my Glory Shot buildings right now, and then I do end up showing my mummies and my Rina and Freya before the video ends. So we'll just check out the mummies, Rina, and Freya, and then that'll be it. I didn't show skill ups. Okay, never mind. We're not going to show that. I've already done this before. I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. I will catch you guys later.